Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So as you know, it's Monarch season, and so I was a little late to the party on this one, so I basically had to budget out my entire deck and use whatever I had on hand. So this is what I'm playing so far, and yeah, let's just take a look. We're running playset of Faithless Looting, running a playset of Unearth, and 3 lightning bolts, 3 spell pierce, 3 fatal pushes. Fatal push and lightning bolt are basically just cheap interaction for mainly like small creature decks, which there still are some. There was energy did get hit recently with the banning of Flage, thank goodness. A little bit surprised, but very glad that that occurred personally. Spell Pierce is still very relevant. There's a lot of decks like Living In, stuff like that. Living In surprisingly has made a huge comeback. I don't know why. A lot of people are playing it, despite all the graveyard hate. Unearth is for some synergy with some creatures we have, and then Faithless Looting obviously for synergy reasons. And then we have playset of Inquisition of Kozilek. Obviously, I would much rather run like Thoughtseize, but I wasn't able to get a playset yet, so I'm running that for now. Still pretty relevant though, because a lot of decks curve out, you know, pretty early, or they have a low mana curve, I guess. So those are 1 mana spells, and then the only 2 mana spell I'm running is Counterspell. Just hits everything, and you know, it's never really a bad option. It is double blue, which is unfortunate. Spell Snare might be better, but there are times when hitting any spell is pretty relevant. I'm basically running a mix of Death Shadow with a mid-rangey kind of discard guy. I'm running Mako. He synergizes with like quite a few cards, you know, the looting, stuff like that. And then Psychic Frog, great card. Make it bigger, you know, and there's like whole decks that are just playing this. So like there's just a Psychic Frog deck that's just running around that's, I guess, pretty good. I don't know, I've never played against it. The other creature we play, not really a creature, but it just, you pay a life and it discards, which works with these biscuits, and then Psychic Frog can get cards out of your hand. Last creature we play is a Lightning Skelly. Basically, it's just a bomb that sometimes just kind of gets your opponent. Like, sometimes I've Faithless Looted and then unearthed it and then hit them for 6, and then they have to discard. Discarding still is pretty good. There's one deck that it's not good against, which is Affinity, but there's really not a good deck against Affinity, I don't think, right now. So you can rather erase them or, you know, pressure them as soon as you can, but I mean, there's really not a whole lot you can do. So creatures, And then let's look at the really boring part, which is the mana base. Again, only using what I have. So shock lands, we have the Blood Crypts, a Water Grave, a Steam Vents, and then 2 Bloodstained Mires for the fetches. Obviously, I would want to play a lot more fetches, but you know, they jumped up quite a bit because of Modern Season, so that's not gonna happen soon. Should have picked them up when they were like $15, but now they're like 20, 25. Siobhan Reefs, basically playing 10 ping lands or pain lands. Makes you lose life and you get mana, so yeah, they're all right. Obviously, I would want to play the fetches more, but got rid of quite a few of them last year. Sideboard, nothing too crazy. We have Leyline of Void. Again, a lot of graveyard decks right now. I'm not sure exactly why. There's Reanimator with Archons. Espergorios is still around, to my knowledge. There's Living End, like I said, you know. So it's still, you open with this. This will slow down them until they can remove it, but it's not like you should sit on this and then do nothing. Like, you have to start pressuring them after. We get 2 Damping Spears for Tron, Eldrazi, whatever crap is running around. Fulminator Mage. This is only for, again, keep Eldrazi and Tron in check, basically. Because like a deck like this is not the worst matchups are if they drop like a bomb on us, like Ugin or whatever. We're out of the game, basically. So we can slow them down and you know, and then try to kill them after. That'd be pretty good. Duress, it's for heavy spell matches, so it's all right. We have Meltdown for Affinity. That's the only reason why this is in here. Meltdown is also very good against Hardened Scales, but nobody's playing Hardened Scales anymore, which is kind of sad. But I think there's just, I don't know, it might be a little too slow now, which is crazy, but it's really good against Affinity, obviously. That's the only reason why it's there. We have Necromentia. This is for mainly decks that rely on one spell to resolve to win. So again, Living End, if you can somehow get this before Affinity drops Kappa Cannoneer, it's really good because, or Surgical would be even better if you can somehow make them discard Kappa and then Surgical it out of their grave. That's also pretty good. I don't have any Surgicals at the moment. Surgical is very, very good in the format right now because a lot of decks are doing like basically one big spell and then that's how they win. So there's also Eldrazi Breach, Name Breach. It slows them down. It doesn't stop them, but it does slow them down quite a bit. Obviously, Reanimator, Arcana Cruelty, Persist, whatever. It's just exiling like a big card out of a deck is going to slow it down. So there's obviously a lot of matchups where this card is useless, but like Primetime, you name Primetime, they can still win the game through Urza Saga and Sylvian whatever Dryad or whatever it's called. They can still win the game that way, but it gets a little harder without Primetime. So yeah, I would say in the format right now, if you can hit like a key piece of the deck for any deck, you're gonna be in a good spot. And then one swamp, just because I was afraid of like Blood Moon or Harbinger of the Seas, stuff like that. So I was like, oh well. And also, for some reason, there's like 2 or 3 Ponza decks, which I don't know why that is. There's Boros Ponza, Mono Red Ponza, and then some 3-color one. I'm not sure why, because Ponza's terrible against Affinity, but they're around. It is good against like Charbelcher, stuff like that. I kinda, but I haven't seen Charbelcher since last year, so yeah. So that's basically the deck. You can rather play the meta or play anti-meta. It's kind of whatever, up to you. But yeah.